Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another video looking through the final stages of my record collection. I'm glad to say the house is now nicely warmed up, and so we can go back to our t-shirts and be a bit more comfortable. Also take the nasty fuzz off the chin, and yeah, we'll just carry on with where we left off. So again, this is there's a bit more of a mixed bag, but there's still a few of these beautiful multicoloured records to show you. So again, it's just in the order that they're on the floor here. The first one here is Glory or Death Records. This is the first volume of their Friends and Family triple albums that they've done. So they're really beautiful things actually. They're in trifold sleeves, and they're kind of compilations of tracks by bands on the label. So a lot of information. I can show you the inside of the sleeve. This chap on the inside there, Scott Clift, is I think it's dedicated to him, this particular one. So this is right, this is a really rare one actually. So I think I'd got volume 2 and volume 3, and I inquired with the label about volume 1, and I think they said that they were pretty much all sold out except for a very rare version, which wasn't particularly cheap, I have to say. Anyway, so they agreed to send me one of these. Now these are hand numbered, only 25 have been made. They're wax made pressings, and they're hand numbered. This is number 2, so I think this was somebody at the label as their own copy they let me have. So I'll just show you it first of all. So you got wax made labels that side, and Glory or Death labels that side. So what these are is basically, it's a velvet material. What do we call it? Velvet Extreme Blowout. So it's beautiful, amazing, actual velvet material set within the record. No other colours added to it, I don't think. I think it's just purely the colour of the material, and it's just quite extraordinary how they've made that. That's the first one. It's lovely sort of gold, yellowy gold colour. Show you the middle one. Here's a more colourful record, but again with velvet material extruded into it somehow. So the method of stretching it and actual pressing it has created this lovely effect, and then on that side it's basically kind of a ripply splatter. Absolutely wonderful. And the final one is blue. And this time you can see actually in the edge that there is sort of marbled blue colour in the vinyl as well. So I think that's probably the case with the first one. But absolutely amazing. And they play absolutely fine, doesn't affect the play. But how they make them is just mind-boggling to me. In amongst the tracks on these, there's some really good music. There's some really good tracks. Not all of them by all means. But that's just more a question of taste really. So that's the volume 1, and then I just happen to have sitting next to it a copy of the volume 2. Now this is, I think this is one they very kindly sent me free of charge. It's not a sort of mega rare pressing, it's not wax mage, but it is marbled coloured vinyl. And so again, you've got the trifold sleeve. This time there is an insert, it's just sitting loose inside it. But amazing sleeve. And so these are just sort of slight marbled. It's blue with a bit of red splashed on it. I think there was 80 of these made. Second one's really lovely. Really super. I think I might have commented before, if that was on your worktop in your kitchen, you'd probably be quite happy with that. Proper marbled. And the third one, so it's almost like a splatter rather than a marbled. Green with multicolours splashing off. So very kind of them to let me have a copy of that. I think I've shown you previously the volume. What is this? This is 1 and 2. So I think volume 3 was the one I showed you previously. So we're waiting on volume 4. Which hopefully might cover last year's releases. The spines are designed so that when these are stored together, you get the Glory or Death logo shown on the spines. Next to that we've got Deep Purple, Bounty or Masters Volume 2. So again, the Glory or Death Records label does these periodic releases where bands do covers of certain artists and they release them as double albums. A nice sort of rendition of the Fireball logo on the inside. This is marbled vinyl with an art print signed by the artist. So again, they did different versions. So that was the art print signed by the chappie down there. First one's nice tangerine blue, aquamarine blue with very pretty marbling on it. And these cover versions are really good. Second disc is lime green with yellow marbled into it, so kind of translucent, really lovely. Great cover. And I did get a second version of that, so this is slightly rarer version of the same thing. Called it the Burn Edition. Only 50 were made, so no art print with this, but the vinyls are really nice. So it's kind of an orangey red with yellow yellow and orange kind of flame effect, I suppose. Really gorgeous. I mean, they just don't come over on the camera, but that's really, really lovely. And the other one's the same, I think. So obviously great music, great tracks, well played, some quite interesting varied renditions, some really heavy, some not quite so heavy. Right, so we've then got, this is the very recent one that I think I showed you, Rust Bucket. So I'll just show you this quickly. Wax Mage, really, really amazing. You turn it over and it's completely different again. Fantastic. So only 25 of these exist. And this was the other one, which again only 25 were done. This is the actual Wax Mage labelled version, which is this incredible split with goldy ripples on the one side, and then this foil cinefilm set into the record on the other side. Quite amazing the way they've achieved that. I haven't as yet listened to that LP properly. I will do. Okay, Joni Mitchell, Wild Things Run Fast. Beautiful album, original pressing, gatefold sleeve as most of her records were, lyrics in the centre. And again, I just love Joni. This came out in, wait a minute, this is 82, so Geffen labels. I think David Geffen was signing basically everything up in the early 80s, wasn't he? So just really lovely. Oil painting artwork, and yeah, so in the 80s she was doing lots of stuff with full band accompaniment. I think Lionel Richie appears on this, James Taylor as well. So yeah, Elliot Roberts was her manager at the time, and yeah, it's good stuff. I liked her kind of 80s period as well. Some really, really great stuff I've got on CD. Another Joni album, For the Roses, much earlier one, again original pressing, Asylum Records. This is 72. This she's got various guest artists, Graham Nash doing a bit of harmonica, Stephen Stills, James Burton. Beautiful album. Got a special sleeve. Silent Records label. Yep, 72. The artwork is by Joni herself. So these are some of the records I need to put in sleeves, but as I said last time, they've all disappeared. Then we've got John Lodge, Natural Avenue. So largely bought because of the Roger Dean sleeve, which is basically a photograph from an airplane, but then adapted really nicely. So beautiful cover, and yeah, and then you've got the Roger Dean logos on the title. 73 was this? 77. 77. Important you get the insert with it. You don't often see these. These have all got little kind of Roger Dean rocks just floating on top of the skylines, and so it's a really good album, and I like some of the early Moody's stuff, but to be honest, the solo stuff and the later stuff tends to leave me a bit cold. But anyway, it's a lovely album in all other respects, but just a little bit mild-mannered in approach for me. You often find these in not necessarily bargain bins at record fairs, but they tend to be, because they sold quite a lot. You know, top artist in 77, I suppose, but it's definitely not one for the music. That for me, it's for the Roger Dean elements to it. This is definitely for both. So Green Slade Bedside Manners are extra. Absolutely classic album. So there's your iconic Roger Dean sleeve. Beautiful inside with the lovely sort of lettering, atmospheric lettering I call that, and pictures of the band. It's not a live album, although the pictures of them are all live. But yeah, the text is again just the same as the closely edged text. And it's just a brilliant album. I mean, I listen to that quite often. So if you haven't got it, if you haven't heard it, it's definitely one to have. Probably prefer it to their other albums, certainly the ones I've got. Okay, so these are kind of Roger Dean things. Gentle Giant Octopus, not bad condition. I certainly haven't had this one new, but I've had it many years. So the condition is basically as it was when I bought it. Stunning Roger Dean sleeve, what more can you say? I mean, that octopus is just, I think they sold quite a few posters of that. That's the inside with song lyrics and stuff. It's the Vertigo but not the Swirl, so this is the more common coloured label, but against the Roger Dean designed label. So at a time when I was trying to collect every single record that had a Roger Dean sleeve, that was probably when I acquired that. 25-30 years ago I started doing that, I think. And yeah, it's a nice example. Okay. Bootleg Hymn. So a record called Bootleg Hymn with a Roger Dean sleeve. Roger Dean's idea of a bootlegger with his microphone and tape machine. I'm not going to have a copy of that, am I? Absolutely essential. Compilation of artists. Alexis Corner sort of basically features throughout, so it's kind of an Alexis Corner album with guest appearances by all sorts of people: Ginger Baker, Robert Plant, Jack Bruce, Charlie Watts, Graham Bond, however many you want to say really. And it's a lovely gatefold sleeve. It's obviously the original pressing, quite a thick heavy sleeve. It's got an import cut in that corner, and it's a double album. So again, it's important that you make sure with these things you get in the insert. Does it open up? So it's just a single sheet. Yeah, 1972 Warner Brothers, US import, and the inner bags are Warner's, and it's got the sort of olive green Warner's label. So yeah, if you're into your blues rock, Alexis Corner's your man, I suppose. They call him the founding father of British blues, don't they? It's not my cup of tea, really, but as soon as it starts veering into the blues rock genre, then that's more up my street. But as you can see, there's virtually no blues music in my collection. That would adorn any bootleg that I made if I did have that image. Fantastic. Okay, so one more Roger Dean sleeve here. This is Ramesses Space Hymns. Now again, this is a reissue. I don't know whether you can see the label there. It's not very good light, is it? Because I'm beyond the light source. But limited edition, high quality virgin vinyl, 6-panel fold out sleeve, Mexican Summer is the label, I think. Oh, and they're numbered, so 2,000 of these were made. Mine is number 70. So you get a numbered sticker on the bag. If you've not seen this, basically I will try to do this, but let's let the record come out first of all. Basically it's just a 6-way folded thing. So So we end up with that. On that side. And beautiful Rajadine. The whole painting is there in all its glory. So these were made on a label called Mexican Summer, which is Kamado Records. And in 2010 they did these. So if you're trying to buy the original version of this, you can get them, but it's sort of 150 quid-ish or so. So you need to get one in decent condition. I'm not sure what these reissues go for, but it was certainly a nice version of it. Say only 2,000 pressed. That's the label. So incredible progressive music. It's been a long time since I listened to that, must admit. That comes in first, I think. Oh, hang on a second. We'll put that there, and then that there. So I wanted to have a copy of Space Hymns. When I saw they'd reissued it back in 2010, so that's 15 years ago. I suppose I was still looking for the Rajadine sleeves at that point, and it wasn't expensive. It wasn't ridiculously expensive at all. So great stuff. Okay, so we've then got some more of these picture discs of female icons. Brigitte Bardot. Literally just the picture disc, but it gives you the track listing, and she is singing the songs. This is another 1984 pressing, so it's all in French, as you might imagine. So yeah, I mean, she's gorgeous, isn't she? And she's an icon, and she's maintained her, what should we say, dignity later years. I've then got another couple of right, okay, so this is, I think I showed you before, the Marilyn calendar picture disc. This is another one that they did, the same people obviously, but this is the other kind of rare photo shoot that they used, and a more family friendly one on there, but beautiful picture. This one's called Running Wild, so I think this has got completely different tracks to the other one. So this is stuff, there are some stuff that crosses over, but this has also got the songs from Some Like It Hot. So you know, Running Wild, Wanna Be Loved by You, and I'm Through with Love. And yeah, I mean, don't know whether they're collectible things or not. They're just she's an icon, and I just love it. And then we've got another Brigitte Bardot one, which I forgot I'd got these, for goodness sake. So I've got to take this out so you can see how beautiful she looks there. And on that side, again, gorgeous photograph, and you've got the tracks. and these are different tracks to what was on the other one. Yes, so if you look at the title, and God created women, or woman, so she was famously in that film, I think. I'm right, if I can remember it right. So, there's a kind of connected with those. Sandy Hook Records brought out this single album, I think it was the 80s, 79. And it basically says Marilyn Monroe, Rare Recordings, 1948 to 1962. So you've got 24 tracks, and this is sealed, and I've never broken the seal, so I haven't played it. But again, you've got that iconic image, and it's surprising that they were allowed to bring it out, really. Distributed by Radiola. I imagine that's American pressing. But yeah, so I saw that at a record fair, thought, yep, love that, and then decided, no, not going to break the seal on that. Okay, so we've got another batch going into the coloured vinyl stuff, and then the next section's more mixed up. So we'll leave it there for that one. Thank you for watching, and I hope you don't think these are anyway misogynist in terms of the sort of the risque photographs and whatever on these picture discs. It's always a fine line, isn't it, when you're looking at something like that. I mean, I'm quite happy with the shoulders up, to be honest. They're just beautiful women from a time gone by, and they're icons. But there's, you know, the interesting thing is that they were pressing these things, releasing them with the nudity, and I would imagine if they tried to do that these days, they'd struggle. So it's just a thing from a time gone by, and yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time.